Good morning, everyone. I am Hashmat Effendi, and I'm here with you to live on my Facebook with my cup of tea. And I would like to welcome you all in our fire safety and burn prevention series. And today's topic is preventing burns and fire from candle. So, and my friend, Mr. Safety is here too. Mr. Safety, how are you doing? Do you want to greet the audience and our Facebook family? Hello, everyone. How are you doing? My name is Mr. Safety, and I'm here today to talk about preventing burns from fire. So, let's candle burn. So Mr. Safety would join me and he will talk to me about preventing burns from candle fire. And do you know that candles are used in homes in many occasions? Sometimes we use candle because we have electricity outage. Sometimes we use candles because for decoration, because candle looks pretty. And of course, everybody use candle with on birthday cakes. So candles are used everywhere, all around the world. Candle is one thing that is used by everyone for occasions. Every occasion, in fact, for weddings, for birthdays, in fact, for funerals also, for religious reasons. So it is very important to learn how to use candle safely. I'm not telling you not to use candle. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है कि मैं कह रही हूं कि आप लोग कैंडल्स मत यूज करें. आप लोग कैंडल्स जरूर यूज करें, लेकिन कैंडल को सेफली यूज करें. क्या आप क्या आपको मालूम है कि कैंडल जो है अमेरिका में जो फायर डिपार्टमेंट है उसने every 30 minutes there is a fire related due to candle. एवरी 30 मिनट्स के बाद एक फायर होती है जिसकी वजह कैंडल होती है. दूसरी जो सबसे बड़ा बड़ा फैक्ट है दैट आई थिंक एवरीबडी शुड नो इज दैट रफली 2/5 of home fire starts in the bedroom. 2/5 of all fire starts in the bedroom because of candle. So that is number 2 fact that is very important for you to know. And the third fact, which is very, very important, and I've seen it many times on my medical missions when I travel to remote areas of Pakistan, I have seen this. Okay, candle, when you light candle, you keep candle too close to a flammable item, like, like curtains, like you place the candle on the tablecloth and sometimes you use these plates like this, sometimes you use plastic containers. So it is very, very important to know how to use candles very safely. So first I would like to tell you how many different kinds of candles are there. So there are these many kinds of candles that everybody uses. And some are for decoration, some are for light, some is for more fragrant, and of course everybody likes to use birthday candles. Birthday candle, Mr. Safety is saying something to my ear. Yes, Mr. Safety is saying birthday candle is also very dangerous for the kids. Mr. Safety, would you like to say that to the audience? Yes, be very careful. Do not use birthday candles. And if you are using it, make sure that you are there. Your kids are not alone. Thank you, Mr. Safety, for such a good advice. So what Mr. Safety was saying कि आप लोग बर्थडे कैंडल यूज करें, जो कि हर कोई यूज करता है, लेकिन मेक श्योर करें कि आप लोग कप केक्स पर बर्थडे कैंडल लगाकर बच्चे को ना पकड़ा दें, जैसे कि आप इस पिक्चर में देख रहे हैं. So कुछ सेफ्टी टिप्स हैं जो मैं आज आपके साथ शेयर करूंगी. आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर दिस सेफ्टी टिप्स जो कि वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हैं टू प्रिवेंट फायर्स फ्रॉम कैंडल. सो नंबर वन सेफ्टी टिप इज दैट नेवर लीव द कैंडल too close to the bed. Number two safety tip है कि always make sure that candle is 12 inches apart from flammable items. अब flammable items क्या हैं? Flammable items वो चीजें हैं that can catch fire, like curtains, like sofas, like cushions, like carpet. So these are flammable items, like pillow covers, like bed sheets. So these are all flammable items that can catch fire. So be very careful. Make sure they are 12 inches apart. जैसे कि आप इस पिक्चर में देखेंगे कि it is 12 inches apart from the curtain. So these are some very basic tips that I wanted to share with you, and Mr. Safety wanted to share. Yes, Mr. Safety, what are you saying? Yes, Mr. Safety helped me prepare these 10 tips that he wants me to share with you. So here are the 10 tips that I will be sharing with you. Tip number one, never leave burning candle unattended. It only takes 2 seconds to blow the candle. So when you are leaving, just blow the candle. And that is tip number two. फर्स्ट है कि कैंडल को अकेला मत छोड़ते. आपने कैंडल जलाई and you left the room. No, don't do that. Tip number two, when you leave the room, make sure you blow the candle. So कैंडल को आप बंद कर कर जाएं. And tip number three is this, जो कि मैं आप लोगों को पहले भी कह चुकी हूँ कि make sure करें कि candles are away from your flammable items. So जैसे कि पेपर हो गया, जैसे कि आपका drapes हो गए, जैसे कि napkins हो गए. Dining table पे you put the candle on and the napkins are around there, paper plates are around there. Or maybe some people wrap their bread in the cloth, और वो रोटी की टोकरी is around there. So bedding हो गई, clothing हो गई. So make sure it is not close to those flammable items. Tip number 4, keep candles away from children. And if you have pets like cats, बाज लोग रखते हैं, बाज लोग dogs रखते हैं, तो make sure that kids and pets say you have candles are away. And number 5th tip जो है, that is a very important tip, and that is कि जो कैंडल की wick होती है, जो कैंडल के ऊपर wick होती है, उसको आप 1/4 trim कर दे. It has to be, sometimes when you buy the candle, that wick is very long. So make sure कि वो wick जो है वो आप लोग trim कर दें. And these are number 5 tips जो कि मैंने I have prepared with Mr. Safety for you all. So you can see tip number 1, that you should never leave the candle unattended. Tip number 2, you should extinguish all candles before leaving the room. And tip number 3 is keep the flammable items like bedding, clothing, pillows, towels away from candle. And tip number 4, keep candles out of children and your pets' reach. And tip number 5, which is very, very important, and that is please trim the wick to 1/4 before lighting it. So these are very important tips. You have to remember this, that candle is an open flame. When you light the candle, it is open flame. वो एक आग है जो जल रही है. और जाहिर बात है, when you have open flame, it can ignite things around it. So these are very important. Oh yes, Mr. Safety is telling me that we still have 5 more tips. Thank you, Mr. Safety. for reminding me. So we have still 5 more tips to talk about. Tip number 6, make sure that when you put your candle on something, it has to be a sturdy surface. I have seen this on my medical mission, especially when I went to Jacobabad. And I have worked with the refugees in camps. And I have seen that with my own eyes and experienced the fire and burned children in pain, because what they do is that they place the candle on a plastic bucket or a plastic plate or anything that is very not sturdy, very loose. So you have to make sure that when you purchase candle stands, make sure either it is metal or glass. Do not buy plastic candle holders. Number 3, when you light the candle, this is very important. When you light the candle and you are using the matchsticks, if you're using the lighter, then light the candle and keep the lighter away from your children. But if you are using match, make sure that when you light the candle, don't throw that matchstick back in the candle. Always throw it in the in your sink. Make sure it's not burning. Running water के नीचे उसको आप थोड़ा सा गीला करके फिर you throw them in the trash. Otherwise, do not throw back in the wax of the burning candle. It is very, very important, because candle, जैसे कि I've told you earlier, it's an open flame. It can catch fire. Tip number 8 that I have already discussed with you is that do not put candle close to a fan or a window or something that the wind can come, and if the wind is blowing और उसने candle बुझा दी, that is better. But if उसने trip कर दी candle, then it will start fire. So make sure that candle is not close to your windows or curtains or your bathroom. Bathrooms में लोग जो हैं वो fragrant candles जलाते हैं. You can use that. You can of course use fragrant candles, but make sure when you leave the bathroom, you need to make sure that candle is not lit. So blow the candle. Number 9 tip, जो कि मैं बहुत दफ़ा कह चुकी हूँ और I am telling you again, is that keep the candle away from flammable items like curtains, like pillows, like bed sheets, like towels, because 2/5 of the fire that is reported in USA is reported from the bedroom. Candle fire starting from the bedroom. So it is very, very important that you make sure that you do not keep your candle close to anything that is flammable. Tip number 10, always make sure that you blow the candle. Don't throw water on the candle to blow it. These are the tips that Mr. Safety and I have prepared for you all to know about tips. And so these are number 10 tips that I have talked to you today that keep the candle on a sturdy metal or a glass surface, and always make sure that you don't throw the matchstick back in the wax. Number 3, you make sure that candle is not too close to the window or something that the wind blows, and if the candle fall and can burn the tablecloth or the things around cushions. Number 10 is a very important tip, that do not blow the candle with water. So these are the tips that I have prepared for you. Now I will discuss 2 experiences that I have witnessed in my medical mission to Pakistan, and I'm just sharing it with you. It is not for US audience, but I'm just sharing it with you that the accidents happens when people are not prepared. An accident happens when people don't know. So the first thing that happened, in fact, this thing happened in Texas. There was a mother who lighted the candle, and it was a fragrant candle, and she put it on the counter, on the kitchen counter पे रख कर वो चली गई. और उसका toddler, I have toddler grandsons, and I know my toddler grandsons show off how they can climb the countertop. So that toddler climbed, little boy, he climbed the chair and then climbed on top of the kitchen counter, और उसने candle के went so close, and he was wearing something that caught fire, and the face and the head, everything got burned. So be very careful. It takes only 2 seconds to blow the candle. So just take this precaution. Just make this your habit. And when you make this habit, then your kids will make this habit, and then your home will be a safe place to live. Number 2 incident, that this mother placed the candle on the bed sheet because they did not have electricity because of the storm, and placed the candle next to the bed, on very close to the bed sheet, on the nightstand, and she went to bring baby's bottle, and when she came back, she saw that candle fell on the bed sheet and the room was on fire. Luckily, the baby got safe, but the accident could have been worse. So this is the topic of today's fire safety and burn prevention series, preventing burns from candle, and I hope you have liked it. If you have any questions, please make sure that you inbox us. We received a lot of questions from our last conversation, which was last Saturday, and we did reply them. So, and people really liked Mr. Safety. Mr. Safety, do you know you are getting very popular? Thank you so much for making me popular. Mr. Safety and I, we both love children, and we love the community we live in, and the whole world is our community. And what we would like to do, this is our desire, to make sure all kids are safe in their homes. And this is why we are doing this fire safety and burn prevention series. I hope you have liked it, and please make sure that you send us with any questions and any suggestions. Thank you very much. Goodbye.